Alright, so here is a tunnel. Pennsylvania Railroad started making their way through and things started collapsing on them. Large piles of conglomerate rock came down. They blasted again. This was back in like 1893. They tried again and it fell down. But this goes back pretty far. And I'd just like to explore a little with you to see what's all back here. Yeah, this goes way back. Interesting to see what's back here. Let's follow it through. Lots of ice. Don't want to trip on the ice. Yeah, you can see pretty far in here today. Yeah, this is something else. You can see the sides are still collapsing. Journey through the tunnel. And you can see there's water laying back in here. They've dug till they can't make it happen anymore. Some things you try in life and that's all you can do. But you know, makes for an interesting place. I'm standing in front of one of the most original spring houses here in Perry County, up in the mountains. This was their water supply. And you can see the spring still running through here. But we're gonna take a look even closer, what's remaining. We need to take a good close look at our history and just see how it was done on regular everyday life. And a lot of these take me back to stories like my grandfather and grandmother, how they used the spring house. So let's just see what they did. So here you can see up in the mountains this old spring house. A tree must have fell across at one point, but the roof is all collapsed. They would have built it with nice stonework. All them stones and nice colors in. At one point when it was built, it would have been a really immaculate place. And if you look inside, you can see the old spring. Look a little closer down in. So I'm looking up top at the roof line, and there would have been a area to stack stuff up higher, or an area to buffer the heat off the roof, and a vent in the back. So here you can get an idea what it looked like, the remaining spring house. And there's the old spring coming out the bottom. You'll see the exact same style fireplace, and that is part of this area. Now this is one of the oldest houses here. Is John Eby's house. He was a Baptist, German Baptist, and in them days you held church in the home before the churches were built, closer to the colonial era. Here I am back at the Eby Cemetery. It was a German Baptist church, and this farm was John Eby. Left the settlers buried. There's new Germantown up the road, but this is way back in the mountain. And this is a date back into 1860, the Eby Cemetery. And here's John Eby, The original owner, most likely 1866, he passed away. If you look at some of the older stones, perhaps in the back, and they don't have dates. A lot of them are falling down, unfortunately. And there is an area back here that they preserved some stones. And I'm looking at the times. You look at some of them, you have to look real close. Now here is the old Robinson house. And you see the old fireplace, stone fireplace. Now that's an Appalachian architecture, because it's not just an old building, it's an Appalachian way of building here with the porch on the front. It's German settlers and their farms. This is one of them. And you notice right here we have these vented gables and vented sides. That's an Appalachian German style. Just taking a little walk around the old house. It reminds you of history. The old pump outside the house for water. And right there's the outhouse. Just walking around back, you can see the old stone ramp up where you'd load the hay or dry the crops up inside. Now this pump, as you can see, made in the USA, back when we had things here ourselves. And if you look down here, you notice the old belt-driven water pump that would have helped with getting the livestock water a whole lot quicker. But history's still here, and we need to preserve it. Now, a lot of our Appalachian history has become a faded memory, but there are those who preserve our places like this church for hundreds of years. This is built in 1857, and it's well preserved. As you look inside, you'll see just a great preservation. And I'd like to travel this trail, and I'd like you to come along. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe.